Hey, I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Dan, and welcome to the Mobile Artist Cafe. Don't you hate it when you hit the wrong notes? Sometimes the simplest chords can be the hardest ones to play, and trust me, you're not alone. In this episode, we're going to take a look at an app that not only helps you learn the chords and the finger positions, but it also allows you to record very complex chord structures very easily.
I do say that sounds simply smashing, Governor. Let's put a pig on the Barbie and get this party started.
The app that we'll be using for this episode is called ChordPolyPad. It's by Laurent Colson, and I'll leave information on how to download the app from the App Store in the details below. The items that we're going to cover in this particular episode are opening and loading factory presets, choosing the pre-installed instruments to play chords, creating, saving, and deleting user presets, choosing slave instruments installed on your iPad, recording to instruments installed on your iPad. All right, so the first thing we want to go over is opening and loading the factory presets. You can go up to the left-hand corner, click on presets, and these are all the factory presets. These are the different sets of chords. So if we choose the first one, which is a pop chord that says common, we can play those chords directly by touching the individual pads on the screen. I have loaded a factory preset called Loyalty, this one right here. Each time you choose a different preset, there's a little blue indicator across from the name that lets you know that that is the one you've chosen. All right, now what we're going to do is go over here on the right, and we're going to click on this wrench. This allows us to choose the output mode. Right now, my output is internal. So with it being internal, it's going to allow me to choose from these different sounds down here. Next, we're going to go over creating, saving, and deleting user presets. As soon as I click New, it's going to erase the current preset. And I'm going to start on the very first block. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click on a C chord, and that is now stored here in the first one. That CM means C major. So now I'm going to click on the next block, and I'm going to do a chord of F. All right, so that is an F major. And then I'm going to click on the next block, and I'm going to do a G chord. We're going to go up here to preset and click on new again so that we can clear that out. And I'm going to start back on the very first pad. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play those same chords, but I'm going to play them from the MIDI keyboard that I have connected. Go down here on the bottom left where it says record MIDI chord. So you have to click on that so that that little blue indicator is on. Now I'm striking on the keyboard again, and I have record MIDI chord highlighted, but still nothing's happening. So we need to go up here to setup, and we need to choose our input. So I'm going to click on input, and the keyboard that I have hooked up is the M Audio Oxygen 49. So I'm going to click on that, and that little blue indicator comes on. So now when I hit a chord, all right, so that's my C chord, and now I'm going to select my next pad. That's my F major, and now I'm going to select the next pad, and that is my G major. I was playing those chords from the MIDI keyboard, and it went directly in so that I could access it from the pads. If you want that chord progression to be saved to the cloud so that it automatically gets updated if you have this app on any other iOS devices, you need to click on Setup and down here, Storing Presets on iCloud. So when you have this highlighted, it means that anything that you save will automatically be uploaded to the cloud and downloaded to any other devices that you have with this app. All right, so now that we have our 3 chords, our blues preset, we're gonna go up here and we're gonna tap on save, and then we're gonna give it a simple name. All right, we're just gonna call it ZZ Blues. And since it automatically saves to the cloud, you can see the little cloud icon there. I'm going to click on save. And now you can see up here it says ZZ Blues. So I'm going to load a different preset, and then I'm going to go to my user presets and I'm going to list them by name. So it should be on the bottom. Yep, there it is, ZZ Blues. All right, I'm going to select that one, and then I'm going to click on the trash can. And now it's gone. So we click off our trash can and bada bing. And it still says ZZ Blues up here, but if you notice, if we go back into the presets and we go down to the bottom, it's no longer there because we have deleted it. I've loaded another preset called For Paris in D major. We're going to play those chords on the pads and they will come through on this synth, which is the AudioKit Synth One. So to make sure that the sound comes through, we have to go to settings, and down here where it says background audio always on, we have to turn that on. The reason that we turn that on is because this app will now be in the background. With this app, ChordPolyPad being in the foreground. So when we play on any of these pads, it will actually play the app that's in the background. But we have to do one more thing first. Come up here to settings, and under output, we need to select AudioKit Synth One. So now when we hit the pads, it's actually going to play that instrument in the background. Okay, the last thing we're going to work on is recording to a slave instrument within a DAW. In the background, I've already worked on a piece inside of Cubasis. I have to make sure that the track that I want to record to from ChordPolyPad is selected. So this is the track that I'm going to be recording to. It's basically a synth track. So when I go back to ChordPolyPad, I need to make sure in my settings that my output is now Cubasis, because that is the app that I'm going to be recording into. So now when I hit these individual pads, that octave is too low. So to change the octave, you go down here where this little pencil is. Click on that pencil, and on my first one, I'm going to click on it, then I'm going to hit plus 12. That's going to raise it an octave. All right, so this is where we are now. All right, now I'm going to jump back to Cubasis, and this is kind of important because you have to switch back and forth between apps. Since this song starts at measure 1, I need to have enough time to switch back to ChordPolyPad and start playing. So what I've done is, if we go to setup and we go down here where it says metronome, I have a count in of 2 measures. So it's basically going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can start to record. go over here, stop that. And this is the track that was just recorded. So now we're going to play it back. And there you go. Well, that's it for this time, my friends, and I hope you learned something that you can use. If so, take those newfound skills, go out and create some awesome music, and make this world a better place. That's it for now. I'll see you next time, and as always, on behalf of myself and the gang here at the cafe, thank you for stopping by. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and check back each week to stay up to date with our latest information. And don't forget to leave any comments or questions in the details below. And you have a fantastic day.